2025's been one heck of a ride, folks. With personal security weighing heavy on just about everybody's mind, folks are looking for handguns that don't just look good, they work when it counts. Now, don't get me wrong, those tiny pocket pistols have got their place. Tuck one in your jogging shorts or hide it deep when you need to. But let's be real, when real trouble comes knocking, that ain't always the tool you want in your hand. That's where full-size pistols earn their keep again. Folks are starting to rethink how they carry and how they train. Waist packs, off-body carry bags, and outside the waistband rigs are getting more common every day. And with that comes a shift. People are picking firearms that offer better shootability, plain and simple. Throw in all the newfangled red dot optics, better compensators, and modular frames. And suddenly, a full-size sidearm don't seem like overkill no more. Truth is, it's just smart. Whether you're defending the home place, carrying on duty, or just looking for the smoothest shooter down at the range, today's full-size pistols blend that old-school muscle with some mighty slick modern features. This list here's all about the real ones, not the flashy Instagram darlings. We're talking about pistols built to stand up to real-world use for defense, for reliability, and for control when it matters. So if you're about that grip space, taming recoil, and packing real firepower, go on and hit that like button. Subscribe for more, and let me know what full-size iron you're running with down in the comments. I want to know what's on your hip or in your safe. Alright, we're kicking this list off with the S9 Gen 3. Now, I reckon most of y'all have walked past this one at the shop and thought, just another Turkish Glock knockoff. But I'm telling you, this one deserves a closer look. Sauer USA's been quietly upping their game, and with the Gen 3, they're throwing a big old wrench in that old you get what you pay for idea. We're talking a full-size 9mm striker-fired piece here with a 17+1 standard capacity and mag compatibility for 21, 15, and 10 rounders. Right out of the box, it's cut for a Shield RMSC footprint red dot, and they didn't skimp on irons, neither got a blacked-out rear and a tritium front. Good for quick sight pickup, but what'll really catch your eye? That slide, it's got cutouts near the muzzle and up top that lighten the slide, cycle quicker, and take a bit of edge off recoil. And yeah, it flat out looks good too. The frame's no slouch either. You're looking at a 20-degree grip angle, swappable back straps, and grip panels that feel real refined for a gun in this price bracket. It's clear they took a few ideas from the likes of HK and Glock, but SAR managed to make it all come together. And it feels just right in your hands. Plus, there's a Picatinny rail up front for a light or laser if that's your thing. Now, is it going to take the spot of your duty pistol? Maybe not. But for just under $500, you're getting yourself a full-size, optics-ready sidearm that punches well above its weight. You go in expecting good enough and end up walking away thinking, well, dang, that was actually mighty fine. This next one, she's a whole other kind of animal. Walther took everything folks liked about the polymer PDP and built it out in an all-steel frame. Precision machined and solid as a granite ridge. It's like they carved this thing out of pure German certainty. So what do you get? A heavy, stout pistol that soaks up recoil like a Grizzly soaks up winter. The matched steel frame comes fitted with Walther's dynamic performance trigger, and I'll tell you, it's one of the cleanest striker-fired pulls out there. That trigger's backed up by an extended magwell and a capacity of 20+1. With aluminum base pad mags to boot. Gotta run it in one of those more restrictive states? They've got a 10-round version ready to roll. The grip's got what Walther calls performance duty texture translation. It stays put in your hand, no matter if you're soaked in sweat, covered in mud, or just plain rattled. That skeletonized slide's got deep front and rear serrations for solid traction, and it's optics ready with Walther's plate system. So just about any red dot you favor will fit right on top. Now here's the real kicker control. That steel frame eats up snap and keeps muzzle rise in check, making those fast follow-up shots feel almost too easy. This piece was made for shooters who don't mess around whether you're training like it's your job, shooting matches, or just want a sidearm that won't flinch when you do. If you're after a pistol that tracks like it's on rails and hits like a cattle hauler, the Walther PDP match steel frame brings match-grade refinement to a setup that's ready for the real world. Coming in at number 8, we've got a true head-turner, the Wilson Combat Project 1. This here's the kind of firearm that doesn't shout it, just leans in and says, "Custom," and then hits with all the grace of a runaway freight train. Yeah, it'll set you back a bit, but what you're getting is right on the edge of mechanical art. It's built on Wilson's Elite X frame and sports a 5-inch fluted bull barrel, a tri-top stainless steel slide, and some mighty sharp custom cuts. Now, it ain't just for looking pretty. Wilson Combat engineered this thing to run hard in the real world. We're talking a built-in compensator paired with their dynamic recoil system and RPG guide rod that, by their measure, knocks back recoil by 42%. What that means for you: faster follow-ups, flatter shooting, and hardly any muzzle jump, all while still being manageable enough to carry. It ships with 3 18-round mags, each with aluminum base pads, plus G10 Starburst grips that'll stay glued to your palm. Add in a competition-style flared magwell, and you'll be reloading like you've done it 1,000 times. The optic system? Top shelf, mounted farther back on the slide for better weight balance, and built for direct mounting to RMR, RMSC, and Delta Point Pro setups. Every single part on this rig, from the Ombi safety to the hammer and mag release, comes from Wilson's bulletproof lineup. Built for long life and no excuses. If you're the sort who don't settle, this is your pistol. Pricey? Sure, but it's like buying a Porsche. You're not just paying for steel and springs. You're paying for the ride. And the Project One is about as close to perfect as a full-size defensive sidearm can get. Sliding in at number 7 is a real Italian-American powerhouse that deserves more than a slow clap. We're talking a full-on standing ovation. It's the Beretta 92XE Squallow, fine-tuned and tricked out by the folks over at Langdon Tactical. What they've done here is take the already legendary 92 series and crank it clean into beast mode. First off, this one's single action only, so that trigger pull is light, crisp, and clean as a mountain morning. Every single time. Beretta's Extreme S trigger setup is smoother than a Sinatra tune drifting through a smoky bar. And that diamond-like carbon coating keeps it slick and steady no matter how many rounds you send downrange. You're packing a solid 22+1 capacity thanks to those Tony System magazine extensions, totally legal for USPSA, but still mean as a mule kick for home defense. The flared magwell makes reloads snappy as a bullwhip, and the extended takedown lever? Well, that pulls double duty as a thumb rest for a little extra recoil control when things get rowdy. Then you've got Hogue grips, an optic-ready slide, a fiber optic front sight, and a full-size accessory rail. This thing's outfitted like your uncle's plate on Thanksgiving. Heavy, full, and ready for action. But here's the kicker: Langdon didn't just throw parts at this gun. They built a full-blown competition rig that's just as handy in a defensive scrape. Sure, it's not the lightest gun on the list, but every ounce earns its keep, helping soak up recoil and keep the shooting comfortable. If you're already a fan of the Beretta 92 platform, but want it leaner, meaner, and built with the tactical care it always deserved, this is your rig. The Squallow ain't just a looker, it's the kind of pistol that's born ready right out of the box. Coming in at number 6 is the Canik SFX Rival S. And make no mistake, Canik's done playing in the kiddie pool. They started off slinging budget guns, sure, but the Rival S? That's high-end iron through and through, and it won't punch you in the wallet neither. Let's break it down. You've got a 5-inch barrel, a steel frame for better control, and a pre-cocked striker fired system that delivers a snappy, clean break with a short reset. That triggers a straight 90-degree drop, and once you squeeze it, everything else starts to feel like mud. The slide's optic ready and comes with 5 mounting plates, so no matter which red dot you ride with, this gun's set up for it. That slide is cut with sharp serrations and lightning windows for quick tracking and even faster cycling. This thing was made to move and made to hit what it's pointed at. You also get a choice of magazine release sizes, an optional magwell, and a whole pile of features that shout range gun while still being totally legit for defense. With Walther-style slide releases, tight balance, and a grip that feels right from the first pull. This pistol doesn't just shoot smooth, it feels like it was built for your hand. And all that for around $650? That's darn near highway robbery in your favor. If you're looking for a full-size steel pistol that can tear it up on the range, but still hold down the nightstand without breaking a sweat, the Canik SFX Rival S might be the best bang for your buck iron on this whole list. At number 5, we've got a real showpiece, and it don't just talk the talk, it hollers it, and does it in a thick German accent. Say howdy to the Sig Sauer P220 6x5 Reserve Collection. Now this ain't just a pistol, it's a steel-framed salute to precision shooting, wrapped in more polish than a trophy case. Built off the legendary P226, the X5 Reserve takes things up a notch with a full steel frame, metal grips, and a single-action only trigger that breaks cleaner than a fresh pane of cabin glass. Now, if you've ever run a traditional double-action/single-action P226, you already know how smooth it runs. But this fella ditches the double action altogether in favor of a competition-style setup that's quick as lightning on the follow-up. You're looking at ambidextrous thumb safeties, an integrated compensator, and a machine slide that's ready for red dots right out of the box, though it still comes with adjustable competition-grade iron sights if that's more your speed. No cutting corners here. And SIG didn't stop there. You're getting 3 20-round magazines with alloy base pads that match the pistol's finish, because when SIG builds a gun, they dress it like they mean it. As for the grip, feels like wrapping your hand around a solid block of confidence. That high-polished diamond-like carbon coating, those lock grips, and the gun's natural heft make this thing rock steady under recoil. It's slick, it's sharp, and it shoots straight as an arrow. Now this ain't your everyday carry gun, it's a bit much for that. But for open carry, home defense, or just owning the Cadillac of full-size handguns, the P226X5 Reserve earns its keep. If James Bond traded martinis for match ammo, this is the pistol he'd pack. Rolling into number 4, we've got one of the wildest rigs on the list, the Rock Island Armory 5.0E. Now I know Rock Island might not be the first name that pops to mind when you hear cutting edge, but buddy, they tore up the rulebook on this one. Let's start with what makes it a standout, that rectangular barrel. Yep, you heard that right, not round. It rides low in the frame, sitting closer to your hand, which gives this pistol one of the lowest bore axes in the business. That means less muzzle rise and faster follow-ups. Couple that with a slide that runs on internal rails like a CZ75, and you've got a gun that shoots flatter than a prairie sunrise. It's got a 4.91-inch match-grade barrel, redesigned for this model and made from upgraded materials. The Armor Series finish gives it a rugged, clean look, topped with a diamond-like carbon coat that's tough as old leather. It ships optics ready with new mounting plates that play nice with more red dot footprints than the first go-round. This rig weighs in at 38 ounces unloaded and holds 17 plus 1 rounds. It's got a similar footprint to a classic 1911, but it handles like something out of a sci-fi movie. The more aggressive slide serrations make it easy to run even with gloves on or when your hands are cold and slick. The 5.0E feels like a custom shop piece without the custom shop price. Whether you're posting it up for home defense, taking it on duty, or ringing it out in competition, this one brings something fresh to the fight. Rock Island took a big swing, and buddy, they connected square. Alright, number 3 might turn a few heads, but hear me out. The Bear Creek Arsenal BC101 Grizzly is the most affordable sleeper hit on this whole list. With a sticker price around $295, manufacturer suggested retail. This Glock 17 style pistol offers a whole lot more than you'd expect for that kind of scratch. For starters, it's optics ready with an RMR cut slide. And yep, it's got a window cut too, just to throw in a little extra tactical spice. Those slide serrations are deep and easy to grip. And here's the kicker, it even ships with photoluminescent night sights. You usually don't start seeing those till you're paying twice the price. Chambered in 9mm, this rig runs on Glock Generation 3 guts, which means it plays real nice with just about every part and upgrade you can get your hands on. Whether you're looking to swap out the trigger, drop in a new barrel, or bolt on a compensator, the Grizzly takes to it like a trout to cold water, and Bear Creek, they've got a whole mess of their own gear that'll bolt right on, no problem. That 20-degree grip angle, the thumb rest with some bite to it, and that stippling, which folks say was modeled after real bear hide, make it feel better in the hand than you'd figure. Is it gonna take home any ribbons for looks? Probably not. But when it comes to getting your money's worth, this piece swings above its weight class and then some. If you're hunting for a budget-friendly sidearm that'll serve double duty, one for tossing in the truck, keeping by the bed, or even taking a shot at local competition, don't overlook the Grizzly. This ain't just some bargain bin special, it's the real deal that just happens to be priced like it's on fire sale. Now, let's talk about real pedigree. Coming in at number 2 is the CZ Shadow 2, a pistol that's gone and redrawn the map when it comes to competition shooting, and still makes a heck of a strong argument for defense while it's at it. Whether you're running USPSA, carrying outside the waistband, or just want to shoot like you found some secret code, this here is your ticket. Let's lay it out. This is a double action / single action full steel piece with a 4.89-inch barrel, a 17+1 capacity, and a heft of 46.5 ounces, which takes the bark out of recoil and leaves you with nothing but control. That weight, paired with a bore axis that's about as low as you'll find and a slide-in frame setup, means this gun shoots flatter than a stretch of prairie outside Cheyenne. The double action pull is smooth like worn leather, but it's that single action that'll spoil every other pistol you lay hands on. Top it off with excellent ergonomics, a grip that's thin but locked in, and panels that bite like a cold wind. And you've got yourself one of the easiest shooting pistols made. Now sure, it started out in the competition world, but the Shadow 2 didn't sneak into defensive circles by accident. It earned that spot fair and square. With its dead-on precision, rugged build, and reliable guts, this is the gun you grab when you care more about results than bells and whistles. Whether you're clearing rooms or clearing stages, it'll run steady as a freight train. It also ships with Ombi controls, 3 mags, and right now, it's priced better than it's been in a long time, especially those optics ready models. For me, this is the gold standard. Every other full-size I shoot, I stack it up against the Shadow 2. If you're after a pistol that just plain works, you're looking right at it. Coming in hot at number 1 is the Atlas Gunworks EOS, a pistol that don't just keep up with custom 2011s, it is one. Atlas built its reputation handcrafting pistols that don't quit, and the EOS might be the crown jewel if you're talking real-world defensive carry. This one's a steel-framed, 4 1/4 inch, 9mm 2011, built from the ground up for carry. The slide cuts are deep enough to grab with gloves, but smooth so they won't hang up on your holster. The barrel's ported to keep muzzle rise in check, and the sight's blacked out rear and a red fiber optic front give you a clean, no-nonsense sight picture when it counts. But what really makes the EOS stand out is the way it sits in your hand. The fit and finish are top shelf. Modular grip panels let you tune the feel just right, and the flat-face trigger breaks so clean, you might wonder if it even moved. This ain't just a pistol you shoot, it's one you come to trust. Naturally, it's optics ready and purpose-built for everyday carry and defensive work. It's got the bones of a competition gun, but runs reduced-size magazines for better concealment. Without skimping on power, one pistol to carry when you want to carry just one. Sure, it ain't cheap, but if there ever comes a day you're betting your hide on a sidearm, you'll be glad you had the EOS on your belt. If you're the type who won't settle for less than custom-grade peace of mind, this here's your endgame pistol. No real surprise here. We're talking the HK VP9 A1F. This striker-fire champ has built a loyal crowd for good reason. It's got everything a full-size defensive pistol should have: dependability, adaptability, and a trigger smooth as creek ice. The VP9 A1F builds on the trusted VP9 with swappable back straps and side panels that let you shape the grip like it was made for your hand, bare paw, or baby mitt. Makes no difference. It's one of the most fine-tunable pistols you'll find. It runs a 4.53-inch barrel, full-size frame, and ships with both 17-round and 20-round magazines. The trigger's enhanced with nickel Teflon-coated internals, so every pull's crisp and steady. And with the factory flared magwell, you'll reload faster than a jackrabbit changes direction. The A1 model also brings ambidextrous controls, maritime-style serrations front and back, and an optic ready cut for all the modern red dots. HK took every wish it had from the old model and flat out made it happen. Let's not kid ourselves, this thing shoots flatter than a prairie road. The bore axis is low, the grip texture spot on, and the reliability? It's HK. You could drag it through a swamp, dry it off with a pine branch, and still stack shots like you meant it. If I had to stake my life on one polymer pistol, this would be the one. The VP9 A1F hits that sweet spot between good looks, no fuss function, and dead serious fight readiness. HK didn't miss a beat. And there you have it. 10 full-size pistols that ain't just for showing off or plinking at paper. These are built for it. Dirt-tested, no-joke sidearms. Whether you're setting up for home defense, strap it on for open carry, or just want a shooter that runs smoother than a fiddle tune, this list rounds up the best of the bunch. Full size means you're in full command, full confidence, and ready to send it when things go sideways. Find the one that fits you, train like you mean it, trust your K-Tan, let the steel do the talking when there's nothing left to say. Tap that like button if one of these made your wish list, hit subscribe for more no BS breakdowns, and drop your go to full-size iron in the comments. Let's swap stories and talk loadouts.